Hello! Welcome to Fortnightly Frontier in the new format we introduced last episode. I'm your host, Herr Loose Unit, und mit mir heute Abend, wie immer, Dianator.
Guten Tag!
You know German, oh my god! I just knocked it.
Slightly, yes.
A little bit. What have we tonight, Dianator?
On episode 2 of season 2 of Fortnightly Frontier. Well, tonight we will discuss the newly announced Heavy Transport Hull series along with a new design document pertaining to cargo and general first-person interaction with objects throughout the universe. Breathe in. And we will end the episode with the Hyper News, a quick rundown of the latest news from the verse.
Whee! So, the Hull series, the concept sale is now out and
it is
going
underway, yes. You can buy all of the Hull series, which is either only the ship or the package, and all of them come with LTI. So if you want to get on that, get on it now.
Lifetime insurance! Wait, will they still be for sale when this episode comes out?
That is a good question.
I have no idea. If they're still for sale, go and grab yourself one.
Yes, but if not, see into the future for our sage advice and go get it.
If you haven't seen it, then you're a bit slow on the uptake. Don't rely on us for your news. We are some days behind if you need time-critical stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise always watch the show.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. Do watch the show, yes.
Series.
Hull
A, B, C, blah, 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 until E.
Until E, yes. A being a small one, sort of like your cargo van thing. It's the size of the Aurora. It has a cargo capacity of 75 standard cargo units, or is it standard container units? It is the new unit.
Cargo?
Which they have introduced in the new design document. We'll talk more about that later. And the E being the largest one, basically your freight ship has a capacity of 153,000 SCU.
That is a huge ship.
You would be able to move everything, basically.
Yeah. I mean, they step up incrementally, obviously, A through E. But this E is quite interesting because the value of the cargo is often going to be worth much, much more than the actual ship itself.
Right.
And you can think about how much of a target that would be for pirates and the like.
And considering how large it is, it's going to be a very easy target. You can just imagine them, just shooting small containers off of you, one by one, and picking them up.
Exactly, and I can really see that as being something that has to be escorted always with something like an Idris corvette, as well as a accompaniment of escort fighters and corvettes and stuff.
Right.
Or is the Idris a corvette? Probably, yes. I don't know.
It's a frigate right now.
Yeah, the frigate. So with other ships like the Constellation and stuff, so they have to be heavily escorted.
Right. However, here's an idea. With expanded modularity that they've said they will be adding to, they have added to the whole series, you can sacrifice cargo spots to install either shear generators or guns or scanning jammers, stuff like that, so you can hide the more sensitive cargo on your ship. Would you be able to also add docking pads for fighters? Turning it into basically a carrier with still huge cargo capacity.
That's an interesting question. It wouldn't be a very well armored carrier, but certainly I could see that being something. Well, in real life, I'm putting air quotation marks over that because there's no real equivalent in real life. But I guess in real life, if you're a pirate, you could convert a ship like that pretty easily to be something more heavily armored. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can easily imagine that like a freight ship would have a part of the deck assigned to helipads for gunships.
Yeah. I certainly think that it would be an interesting concept. I don't think they're they're going to introduce it into the game yet.
Yet.
At least.
Well, they are adding, the ability to install shield generators, guns, turrets, stuff like that for some sort of defense. But,
Yeah, I think they're building the technology to do a lot of this stuff where you get, where you can add in modules and stuff. They're building in the tech for that, so to expand that out to include other things is going to be much easier in the future.
Yes, and why not?
Yeah,
Yes, why not? Just as you said, they are adding the background technology, and that's just one of the possible uses of it. If you want to go check out more detailed size comparison of all these new ships, I suggest heading over to GrayHeadedGamer's YouTube channel. He's doing a series of videos just on that. He's a self-proclaimed hauler. There we go. In the for the persistent universe, some of us will be pirates, some of us will be fighters, escort. He has said he wants to be a hauler. Yes, space trucker.
Space trucker, motherfucker.
Right.
It kind of rhymes. I could be a rapper.
But yes, quite exciting. Did you say previously to me that the test squadron also has a E-hull?
I believe so. I haven't double-checked, but there was a fund to get it bought, and I believe they do have one, yeah.
Yes, 153,600 standard containment units of alcohol to be transported from Test Control System 1 to Test Control System 2.
Or from Test Control System 1 into the nearest sun.
Such a waste of
That's
alcohol.
That's how retarded they are.
Yes, true. But I still believe they...
In true test style, set the coordinates wrong, destroy all of the beer in the universe in a sun.
You would probably extinguish the sun with that much beer.
Yes. Anyway, design document. Grabbing stuff with your hands, picking up moving objects. Go and check it out. We'll put a link below. It's if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. It's a work in progress, heavy work in progress. But yeah, it looks awesome, and you see some of the tech they're building because it is very raw and just showing technology, not actual proper animations and stuff like that. It is very technology, just a tech demo basically.
Yes, and it's basically the point is to not have everything, just floating in front of you with telekinesis like you have in so many other games. So you have your character actually physically, anatomically interact with the objects, with the world.
And it shows a demo of that and how it'll sort of maybe look kind of in the future. But it is really cool, the level of detail they're doing and how you can move, say, a lamp. You can drop that lamp onto a table, and then you move the table. Yeah. And in a lot of games, when you move the table, the lamp is a separate physics object and it'll just fall off. But what they've done in the demos, at least, is attach that as an object to the table, so then the table and the lamp are effectively one object, and you can move them around.
Well, to a certain degree, because, if you grab the table and then fling it across the room, you can't expect the lamp to stay stuck to the table.
Well, in the tech demos, they didn't have that. It was literally like it was one. And that makes sense because in a game, from a game's perspective, because otherwise you'll just have, if you have a whole bunch of flair or posters and crap, and they're all individual physics objects in your ship, and you make a sudden turn, you're going to have 500,000 physics calculations to run on everything flying around in the back of your ship.
Yes, that does make sense. Yeah, didn't think about that. Yeah.
So from a logic and realistic perspective, it probably doesn't make sense, but from purely a game perspective, it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I see your point.
You do that and it reduces the calculations, but you can decorate your own ship or a hangar.
Well, does it also pertain to decoration? I thought it was only containers and pallets and how to move stuff.
Well, there was obviously the tables and the lamps. That's part of the decoration. I saw a video of one of them picking up a model, one of the models that you get as subscriber flair, or
putting it in a cubby hole and ship.
They were moving that around inside in the cubby hole, as you say. So yeah, it certainly pertains to everything.
Right. Yes, and also there's containers, there's pallets. A container being a container. It has its physical size and it has a number of ports, which is the term that I used to indicate how much stuff you can fit inside a container. Each item you put in has a different port value depending on its size, and there is also pallets, which means that you can stack containers on top of each other and then move them at the same time, like you were saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Especially useful when you're delivering pillows to Stumbus 4. If anybody understands that reference, they can get themselves a cookie.
Yes, go and get a cookie. I won't. I didn't understand it.
And there's others. The design document is very long, very extensive, and, as is to be expected from Robert Space Industries posts on such things. Go check it out. It is very informative and a good indicator of what's to come in the persistent universe.
Yes, the details, the awesomeness. The Hyper News is next.
The Hyper News is next.
We can't do the transition anymore with my...
I can still do the whoosh. And the Hyper News is quite short as well.
$80 million reached and over 880,000 citizens. Looking forward to the 900,000 and the million citizens.
That should happen quite soon, yes. And in other piece of news, hats!
What is this, Valve? Hats?
If you think that your life is empty and consider a hat to be the perfect companion, there are currently just a few left, actually, on the Robert Space Industries website. All the Velcro ones are gone, unfortunately, but there's a few snapbacks left, so get on there and get them while the stocks last.
Yes. And that's it for the Hyper News. See, short episode.
Yeah, very short episode. We were gonna do some first-person shooter commentary.
But it's not out yet.
It's not out yet, and then they actually released all this stuff about the whole series and the cargo stuff. So we just decided, we'll wait until the first-person shooter module actually lands before we comment any on it. But
before you go, if you're interested in being a guest presenter on the show, feel free to contact us.
Mention in the comments, tweet us on the Twitters, like us on Facebook, and stuff like that.
Yes. That's it for the episode.
Yeah.
We will see you in the verse.
We will see you in the verse.